Maryland, a land of diversity that offers many opportunities for its citizens and visitors. Whether it's hiking the mountains in western Maryland, enjoying the surf and sand of Maryland shores, sailing on the Chesapeake Bay, or just traveling its many miles of scenic highways and byways, Maryland provides an abundance of year-round activities. But when a sudden illness or injury occurs, there's a system in Maryland ready to respond to every call for help. It's the Maryland Emergency Medical Services System, an integrated network of dedicated professionals committed to providing exceptional pre-hospital care and hospital patient care 24 hours a day, every day, in all types of weather. As the first comprehensive statewide system of its kind in the country, MarylandEMS is a synchronized organization of communications, transportation, medical facilities, and most of all, people, the men and women who make up the heart and soul of the EMS system. This dynamic network is coordinated by MarylandEMS, the Maryland Institute for Emergency Medical Services Systems. Designated in law as the state's lead EMS agency, MarylandEMS is responsible for the coordination of career and volunteer pre-hospital medical clinicians, doctors, nurses, hospital technicians, and communications operators. And as different as the people and their jobs may be, they all share a common goal: to ensure severely injured or ill citizens receive the highest level of emergency medical care.
Queen Anne's County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
Maryland's EMS system is activated by a call to 911 from anywhere in the state. Specially trained communications operators and emergency medical dispatchers process the information, alert the emergency responders, and guide the caller through critical situations. Calling 911 begins the chain of events that get the right people with the right equipment to the right location to provide the right treatment. It is the vital first link in the process of providing the best chance of survival for the individual during an emergency. Once a call is received by a local 911 center, emergency responders from the nearest fire, rescue, and ambulance companies are dispatched to the scene. Highly trained career and volunteer medical providers arrive on location within minutes of receiving the call. Guided by a comprehensive state EMS medical protocols, they provide immediate emergency medical treatment and transport the patient to the most appropriate hospital or specialty referral center based on the patient's needs. Pre-hospital emergency medical care is divided into two areas: basic life support and advanced life support. Basic life support, BLS, is provided by state-certified emergency medical dispatchers, emergency medical responders, and emergency medical technicians. Usually the first to arrive on the scene of an incident, they are trained to provide initial treatment and stabilization of a traumatic injury or medical emergency. This includes performing CPR and applying an automatic external defibrillator shock that can save the life of a patient in cardiac arrest. Advanced life support, ALS, is provided by state-licensed cardiac rescue technicians and paramedics who respond to supplement BLS care at incidents where a higher level of medical intervention or advanced life-saving techniques are required. More than half of the pre-hospital clinicians in Maryland are volunteers. Others are employed as career EMS clinicians in public service and commercial ambulance units. Training time needed to achieve certification ranges from 51 hours for emergency medical responders to more than 1,000 hours for paramedics. After successfully completing these programs, emergency pre-hospital clinicians attend regular training and complete continuing education courses to maintain their certification. The backbone of Maryland's EMS system is the statewide integrated communication system, the first of its type in the country. Coordinated by MarylandEMS, the system links ambulances, medevac helicopters, and hospitals, giving them the ability to access any EMS component within the state at any time. Maryland's EMS system is composed of 5 regions. Because of the high volume of EMS calls in Region 3 and 5, a communications center at MarylandEMS assists with the heavy demand for medical communications. EMRC, the Emergency Medical Resource Center, coordinates medical consultations between pre-hospital clinicians and hospital emergency departments. Satellite EMRC locations are located in Allegheny and Talbot counties. While en route, patient information, such as vital signs and assessment findings, can be relayed to the emergency department staff. When required, physicians can provide online medical direction to EMS personnel for specific patient care.
pulse of 64 with rough fluid rate 18.
Also located in the center is SYSCOM, the Systems Communication Center, the only statewide public safety helicopter coordination facility in the country. SYSCOM manages all on-scene medevac responses throughout Maryland. With a staff of specially trained MIMS communication operators and a state police fleet duty officer, SYSCOM provides mission management for the Maryland State Police Aviation Command Fleet. The Maryland State Police Aviation Command, the oldest public safety medevac program in the country, operates a fleet of 10 multi-mission helicopters strategically based at 7 locations across the state. Trooper rescue technicians and trooper flight paramedics on these aircraft provide advanced patient care and rapid transport of critically ill or injured patients to an appropriate specialty center.
I don't want to give them too much.
In Maryland's EMS system, the majority of emergency patients are transported to the nearest hospital emergency department or freestanding emergency medical facility equipped to handle most medical emergencies. Severely ill or injured patients requiring a higher level of care are referred to one of the 9 trauma centers across the state. These hospitals offer advanced medical and surgical services 24 hours a day. The MarylandEMS Cali Shock Trauma Center in Baltimore is defined by Maryland law as the state's primary adult trauma resource center. This facility is the specialty referral center for adults with head and spinal cord injuries and for patients in need of hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Other Maryland trauma centers include the Johns Hopkins Hospital, Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center, Prince George's Hospital Center, Sinai Hospital, Suburban Hospital, Johns Hopkins Medicine, Meritus Medical Center, Tidal Health, Peninsula Regional, and UPMC Western Maryland. Maryland's network of specialty referral centers include facilities for patients who require treatment for specialized illness or injuries. These hospitals are recognized leaders in particular aspects of emergency care. Designated facilities provide treatment for cardiac, stroke, injuries to the eye, injuries to the hand requiring microsurgery, severe burns, and pediatric trauma patients. Perinatal referral centers treat the state's littlest patients, newborns less than a month old, and their mothers who have conditions that require special treatment. In addition to these facilities, the Maryland Poison Center supplies poisoning triage, treatment, education, and prevention services and is available 24 hours a day. The EMS system in Maryland would not be complete without education and injury prevention activities. In fact, they are essential to reducing preventable death and disability. Hospitals, fire and EMS departments, and other organizations throughout the state sponsor public education programs on prevention and safety. Maryland's proximity to the national capital places it at a high risk for possible terrorist attack. MIMS, hospital, and public safety agencies throughout the state routinely participate in joint training exercises designed to test our ability to respond to terrorist attacks and provide care for the injured. Scenarios range from the isolated situation involving few victims to mass casualty events. MIMS also continuously monitors Maryland's emergency departments for indications of pandemic illnesses or suspicious biological events. This allows for an immediate response of resources to support public health. During the recent worldwide pandemic crisis, MIMS responded. Through an executive order from the governor, MIMS and the EMS board acted by issuing several public orders, including processes to augment the EMS and healthcare workforce. MIMS shares abundant information daily with public health officials through the electronic statewide EMS patient care reporting system known as EMEDS, the Chesapeake Regional Information System for Our Patients' Health Information Exchange, or CRISP, and the Electronic Surveillance System for Early Notification of Community-Based Epidemics, or ESSENCE. The Critical Care Coordination Center, C4, located in EMRC, was developed to assist in the flow of critical care patients throughout the state between hospitals. C4 is staffed with a critical care coordinator and a virtual central intensivist physician that have a near real-time view of statewide hospital critical care bed capacity. To fulfill the needs for supplies to protect Maryland's EMS clinicians, MIMS partnered with the Maryland Department of Health to stockpile and disseminate personal protective equipment and COVID-19 test kits to EMS clinicians throughout the state. to assist Maryland in providing continuity of the workforce, MIMS became a vaccination center for state employees and emergency services personnel. During the stressful and trying times created by the pandemic, MIMS coordinated crisis and mental health support programs for frontline workers throughout the healthcare system. 911 centers, emergency services personnel, medevac helicopters, hospitals, trauma centers, and more than 18,000 trained pre-hospital medical clinicians assure the citizens of Maryland are only moments away from definitive emergency medical care. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Maryland's EMS clinicians respond to every call for help. It is a system that guarantees patients are seen at the right time, at the right place, by the right people. Maryland EMS, no matter where or when, we're there when you need us.